Hey, so this week we are actually creating our emoji animations. So, just in getting started, you've already thought about what you want to do. You should have already done the planning sheet. But just in getting started and thinking about some of the tools you might use. So, for your All About Me project and your practice animation project, a lot of what we did was just going into, insert and searching the web and finding pings. So for this project, we're really, not doing that as much. We're creating our own thing. So a lot of what you're going to want are your shape tools. So you can choose, what it is, what type of emoji that you're doing. A lot of you will probably pick kind of just like a classic emoji personality circle. But if you want to do something else, say you want to make like a unicorn or I don't know, some kind of icon, that's okay too. I would look within your tools and see what you have available. What different like shapes do you have access to that you can use? Also keeping in mind that you can slightly alter the shapes. So for example, if I needed to make my circle an oval, can I stretch out and alter a shape to make it what I want? Absolutely, right? So I'm going to go back since I don't want that. Um, so when you're thinking about your emoji, remember some of what we learned about in terms of you can use any color that you want. So don't just use what the standard colors are. You can create your own color. I'm going to just make kind of a regular emoji. So I think I'm going to go with just kind of a regular, oops, not the color I had in mind. Um, just kind of a regular yellow. And, we have that gradient option as well. So, that might make it look a little bit three-dimensional. Sometimes emojis have like border outlines, so that might be something to think about too. Perhaps you want like a bold outline in yours, your choice really. So again, when you're, wanting to add like facial features, things like that, be creative with what you can do with your shapes. So for example, this moon shape would work really well to create a sad face or a smile. And I can always use my rotate tool to move it. And also I can alter the shape by like stretching it out. It's a little crooked, but you guys get the idea. So, just because you see something as one shape, think about what it could be, not necessarily what it is to start with. So I'm going to make that black. Okay. And then also remember what we learned about in terms of like order of things. So like if I want to move the order of something, move something in front from front to back, two-fingered click, and I can go to order and send backward or send it back. So that becomes really important. Another thing that is kind of helpful, and I know you guys know this, but sometimes we just like forget about it, is your ability to copy something. So if I make something exactly the way that I want it, instead of trying to make it again, double two-finger click and copy it, and then you can just paste it instead of trying to make the exact same thing all over again. And little things really do add. So things like highlights, for example, in the eyes could be cool. So I can find, maybe I just do a little white shape for the highlight there. And then again, I'll duplicate it. And, like we also learned about transparency and drop shadows and that kind of thing. So that could be helpful too. Maybe you want your emoji to have more of a 3D look. So remember, I can click on this, go to format options, and I could create a, a drop shadow if I want to. So it's all about, what you're going for and what you're wanting to do, but, don't rush through it. You've got lots of things available for you. Um, Even things like, I could make like a word bubble or a sound effect or something like that. Now, if I'm looking for something really tricky, like let's say that I want like a cowboy hat on my emoji. Now, something like that, we're not going to make from shapes. Like, could I probably figure out a way to do it? Sure. But like something like that is okay to do. A ping, but I do want you making like making most of your emoji. So for example, like I could easily make arms by using the rectangle tool, or even using like the circle tool and dragging it so that it's more like an oval. Like I could use something like that and make an arm. So I can really make a lot of the things I need by adjusting a lot of what is already there. But let's say that it is something like a cowboy hat or something that's just really challenging. In that situation, I could go and find a ping that will work with what I want. So if you're thinking about, what can I do with my emoji? Like, how can I, make it move? How can I actually animate it? So some things to think about. I don't know why that has a square around it. That's a problem. Like, the border's on. To get rid of that. Transparent. So some things to think about that you can do. You can make parts of it move. So for example, like I could make my eyes in this position and then the next sequence, the eyes could move, or I could make the hat lift up. So I can definitely move things within. I can introduce new things. So maybe in one sequence, this is what my guy looks like. And then in the next sequence, maybe I introduce like a sound effect that wasn't there the first time. I can change the size. So I can make it look like he's coming closer to me or he's getting further away by, making the whole thing smaller. I can make things change color if I want to. So anything that you're introducing, anything that you're changing will make a change in your animation sequence. And the more images you have, the better the overall quality of the animation will be. Now you need at least 4, but if you make more than that, then yours will look, more advanced. So just like we did before, once you are happy with the image, you'll go to File, you will download it, make sure it's, emoji 1, emoji 2, emoji 3, so that you're able to keep track of it. And just like we did before, you'll download it. And then when you're ready, you'll be able to go to GIF Maker. I'll put the link in Classroom, and you can upload your pictures and create your animation. So have fun with that this week. If you have any questions, let me know. If you are full remote and you want to come in for help, you're absolutely welcome to do that during remote time. Next week, we'll fill out a rubric about our animations and watch each other's. But like I said, if you need help, reach out, definitely ask questions, let me know. So excited to see what you guys come up with.